press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Okay, today we are discussing competitive exam number 4, JEE Mathematics, problem number 1. If mod x minus 3 divided by x minus 3 is greater than 0, then x belongs to. Now, you are given problem number 1. Mod x minus 3 divided by x minus 3 is greater than 0, then. Now, given fraction mod x minus 3 divided by x minus 3 is greater than 0 means here if both numerator and denominator positive, then this fraction is positive. If both numerator and denominator are negative, then this fraction is positive. Therefore, clearly know that numerator is mod x minus 3 is positive. Therefore, denominator also you should get positive. Therefore, x minus 3 is greater than 0 implies x is greater than 3. X is greater than 3. Therefore, x belongs to 3 to infinite. For 3 open bracket and for infinite also open bracket. Why? Because x is greater than 3 is there. Therefore, x belongs to open 3 comma infinite. Open 3 comma infinite. Therefore, option 2 is right. Next question. Next problem number 2. Here, if mod x minus 1 plus x minus 3 is less than or equal to 8, then the values of x lies in the interval. Here options are minus infinity comma closed minus 2 and closed minus 2 comma 6 and open minus 3 comma 7 and open minus 2 comma infinite given. Therefore, now here given function x minus 1 mod x minus 1 plus x minus 3 mod x minus 3 is less than or equal to 8. Is less than or equal to 8. Now, through options you can verify this problem. Now, if you observe minus infinity comma minus 2, first option minus infinity comma minus 2. Take one counter value in between minus infinity to minus 2. Suppose if you take minus 1 minus 3 in the interval minus infinity to minus 2. If we put minus 3 minus 1, mod minus 3 minus 1 means mod minus 4, that is 4, and if you take x equal to minus 3, then this value is minus 3 minus 1 minus 4, mod minus 4 means 4. Plus if we take x equal to minus 3 minus 3 minus 3 minus 6, mod minus 6 means 6. This sum is 4 plus 6, 10. 10 is not less than or equal to 8. Therefore, option 1 is wrong. Now, I am checking with second option. That is, second option that interval is minus 2 comma 6 closed bracket of minus 2 comma 6. You substitute minus 2 here, x equal to minus 2, then minus 2 minus 1 minus 2 minus 1 minus 3 mod minus 3 means 3 plus x equal to minus 2 minus 2 minus 3 minus 5 mod minus 5 means 5. Therefore, 3 plus 5 8, 8 is less than or equal to 8. Therefore, minus 2 satisfy this equation, and now you check 6, that is 6 minus 1 5 plus 6 minus 3 3. Therefore, 5 plus 3 8 is less than or equal to 8. Therefore, option 2 is satisfy the inequality. Therefore, option 2 is right option. Next problem. Next, problem number 3. Given inequality is 2x plus 3 by 5 is less than 4x minus 1 by 2, then x lies in the interval. X lies in the interval. Now, given inequality is 2x plus 3 divided by 5 is less than 4x minus 1 divided by 2. This is the given inequality. Now do cross multiplication. 2 into 2x 4x. Next 2 into 3 6 is less than 5 into 4x, that is 20x minus 5. Therefore it is 4x minus 20x is less than minus 5 minus 6. All extremes write one side and constants write another side. That is 4x minus 20x. 4x minus 20x, that is minus 16x is less than minus 5 minus 6, that is minus 11. Now both sides to multiply with minus, then inequality direction will change. That is 16x is greater than 11. Therefore, x is greater than 11 by 16. X is greater than 11 by 16. Therefore, x belongs to 11 by 16 comma infinite. X is greater than 11 by 16 means x belongs to 11 by 6 comma infinite. Both sides you have to take open bracket. Therefore, x belongs to 11 by 6 comma infinite open bracket. Therefore, option 4 is right. Next question. Next, the set of all real x satisfying the inequality 3 minus mod x by 4 minus mod x is greater than or equal to 0 is. Now, your given inequality is 3 minus mod x divided by 4 minus mod x. 3 minus mod x divided by 4 minus mod x is less than or equal to 0. Is greater than or equal to 0. Now through options you check. If you observe first option, closed minus 3 comma 3, in between 0 is there, and second option 0 not there, third option 0 not there, and in fourth option also 0 not there. Now just you check with 0, that is in first option 0 is there. Now 0 substitute here, x 3 minus x equal 0 substitute, then mod 0 divided by 4 minus mod 0, that is 3 by 4. 3 by 4 is always greater than or equal to 0. 3 by 4 is always greater than or equal to 0. Therefore 0 satisfies this inequality. 0 is in first option, 0 not in second option, and 0 not in third option, and 0 not in fourth option also. Therefore, first option is right. Next problem. The number of 4-digit numbers formed by using the digits 0, 2, 4, 5 and which are not divisible by 5 is. Now, here the number of 4-digit numbers which are formed by using the digits 0, 2, 4, 5. Given digits 0, 2, 4, 5. These are the given 4 digits. Now, your 4-digit number you have to arrange. 4-digit numbers you have to arrange. That's why take 4 gaps. Now, 4-digit numbers by using the digits 0, 2, 4, 5. Now, first you find the total number of digits. Total number of 4-digit numbers. 4-digit numbers. The total number of 4-digit numbers equal to Here you observe given 4 digits are 0, 2, 4, 5. Now in these 4 digits, 0 is one of the digits. Now 4 digit numbers you want. Therefore, first box you can fix in 3 ways. Why? Because if you put 0 in first box, that number converted into 3 digit number. That's why 0 should not keep in first box. Therefore, first box you can fill in 3 ways: 2, 4, or 5. Therefore, first box you can fix in 3 ways. Out of these 4 digits, 1 digit you fixed here. Therefore, remaining digits are 3. Therefore, next box you can fix in 3 ways, and next box you can fix in 2 ways, and next box you can fix in 1 way. See here, once again, here given digits are 0, 2, 4, 5. Now 4 digit numbers you want. Now first box you can fix in 2, 4, 5. Why? Because 0 is, if you fix 0 in first box, that number is converted into 3 digit number. That's why 0 should not keep in first box. Therefore, first box you can fix in 2, 4, or 6. Therefore, out of these 3 digits you can fix in first box. Therefore, 3 ways you can fix in first box. Next, second box you can fix here. Out of these 3 digits, 1 digit you fixed here. Therefore, here 2 digits and it is 1 digit. Total 3 digits remains. Therefore, second box 3 ways, and third box 2 ways, and fourth box 1 way. Therefore, the number of total 4 digit numbers are 3 into 3 into 2 into 1. It is equal 3 into 3 9, 9 into 2 18. Therefore, total number of 4 digit numbers are 18. Next, we have to find which are divisible by 5. The numbers which are divisible by using the digits, the number of 4 digit numbers formed by using the digits 0, 2, 4, 5, and which are not divisible by 5. Which are not divisible by 5. First I am finding the numbers, 4 digit numbers which are divisible by 5 I am finding. Now numbers divisible by 5. Divisible by 5. Numbers which are divisible by 5 I am finding. Now out of these 4 digits, by using these 4 digits, the 4 digit number divisible by 5 I am finding. Suppose first 4 digit number, that is 4 boxes you take, which are divisible by 5. Means a number is divisible by 5 means that number is end with 0 or end with 5. If a number is end with 0 or 5, then that number is divisible by 5. Therefore, first I am taking the number is end with 0. The 4 digit number end with 0. Now out of these 4 digits, 0 I fixed in last box. Remaining how many digits are there? 3 digits. First box you can fix in 3 ways, and this second box you can fill in 2 ways, and this box you can fill in 1 way. The 0 you fixed in last box, therefore remaining 3 digits are there. First box 3 ways, second box 2 ways, and third box 1 way. Therefore, these are 3 into 2 into 1, that is 6 plus. Next, if a number is end with, if the number is end with 5, then also that is divisible by 5. Therefore, last box fixed with 5. Last box fixed with 5. Then remaining digits are 0 to 4. Remaining digits are 0 to 4. But 0 should not fix in first box. Therefore, first box you can fix in 2 ways. First box 5 already fixed in last box. Remaining digits are 3 digits 0 to 4. Now first box you should not fix with 0. Therefore, first box you can fill in 2 ways. Now here 1 digit, here 1 digit you fix. Remaining digits are 2. Therefore, second box in 2 ways and third box in 1 way. Therefore, these are 2 into 2, 4, 4 into 1, 4. Therefore, the number of 4 digit numbers, the number of 4 digit numbers, the number of 4 digit numbers which are divisible by 5 are 10. But the number of 4 digit numbers which are not divisible by 5, the number of 4 digit numbers which are not divisible by 5, it is equal total 4 digit numbers minus numbers divisible by 5 are 10. Total are 4 digit numbers are 18 and divisible by 5 is 10. Therefore, 18 minus 10 equal to 8. Therefore, option 2 is right. Next question. Sum of digits in the unit place formed by the digits 1, 2, 3, 4 taken all at a time is. Sum of the digits in the unit place formed by the digits 1, 2, 3, 4 taken all at a time. Now, here you observe, your given digits are 1, 2, 3, 4. Your given digits are 1, 2, 3, 4. Total 4 digits given. Now, 4-digit numbers you have to arrange. Why? Because you have to use all the digits. Therefore, 4-digit numbers we are arranging. Now, 4-digit numbers, sum of the digits in the units place. Sum of the digits in the units place. Now, here 4-digit numbers. Now, the 4-digit number, 4-digit number, 4-digit number and with 1. 4-digit numbers and with 1. Now first I am finding 4-digit numbers and with 1. 4-digit numbers and with 1. First, last box you fix 1, then remaining digits are 3 digits are there. Here 0 not there. That's why these 3 digits, first box you can fix in 3 ways, second box 3 ways, second box 2 ways, and third box 1 way. Total 4 digits given 1, 2, 3, 4. Out of this, the 4-digit numbers end with 1 are unit place 1 and remaining 3 digits, first box 3 ways you can fix and second box 2 ways, third box 1 way. Therefore, the 4-digit numbers end with 1 are 6. Therefore, 6 4-digit numbers you will get, those are end with 1. Therefore, in each number unit place is 1. Therefore, sum of the unit digit end with 1 means 6 into 1. Therefore, 6 into 1 it is equal to 6. 4-digit numbers, 4-digit numbers end with 1. End with 1 you will get 6. 3 into 2 into 1. 6 numbers you will get. Those numbers end with 1. Means in those 6 numbers end unit place is 1. Therefore, sum of the units, sum of the digits in the unit place is 6 into 1. Therefore, 6. Next, 4-digit numbers and with 2. 4-digit numbers and with 2. If you fix 2 in last box, if you fix 2 in last box, then remaining 3 digits you can fix first box 3 ways, second box 2 ways, third box 1 way. Therefore, these also the 4-digit numbers which are end with unit place is 2 or 6 you will get. Therefore, 6 numbers unit place are 2 are there. Therefore, 6 into 2, 6 into 2 it is equal to 12. Next, same way 4-digit numbers end with 3 it is equal, these also 6 only you will get. If you fix 3 in last box, then remaining 3 into 2 into 1. Therefore, here also 6 you will get, but these six numbers are end with 3. That's why unit place, sum of the unit place are, that is 6 into 3, that is 18. Next, the 4-digit numbers end with 4, that is equal to, those also 6 you will get the same way. Therefore, it is equal to 6 into 4, it is equal to 24. Therefore, sum of the digits in the unit place equal to 6 plus 12 plus 18 plus 24. 6 plus 24, 30. 12 plus 18, 30. 30 plus 30, 60. Therefore, option 3 is right. Next question. the number of ways in which the letters of the word arrange can be permitted such that the R's occur together is. The R's occur together is. Here, given word is arrange. Given word is arrange, ARRANGE. In this word, two R's are there and two A's are there. In this word, two R's are there and two A's are there. Now, the number of ways in which the letters of the word arrange can be permitted such that the R's occur together. R's occur together means both R's take as a bundle. Both are take as a bundle. Here total in the word, the number of letters in the word ARRANGE 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Total letters in the word arrange are 7 letters. Out of these 7 letters, R's are occur together. R's occur together means these two R's we have to take as a bundle. Therefore, this is 1 and remaining letters, these two R's, total 7 letters are there, 2 R's are there, remaining 5 letters are there. Therefore, 5. These two R's occur together. That's why these two R's we have to take as a bundle. That is 1 plus 5, 6 letters. Now 6 letters you can arrange in 6 factorial ways. But out of these 6 letters, 2 A's are there. That's why divided by 2 factorial. Here total 7 letters are there. But R's occur together means both R's you have to consider 1 letter. Therefore 1 plus remaining letters are 5. Therefore 1 plus 5, 6. Out of these 6 letters, 2 A's are there. R's you are taking as 1 letter. That's why this you have to consider 1 letter only. But remaining 2 A's are there. Therefore 6 factorial by 2 factorial. Therefore option 3 is right. Next question. Next, the remainder obtained when 1 factorial plus 2 factorial plus up to on 95 factorial is divisible by 15 is. Now, here given 1 factorial plus 2 factorial plus 3 factorial plus 4 factorial plus 5 factorial plus up to on plus 95 factorial. 95 factorial. If we observe this expansion, 1 factorial means 1, 2 factorial means 1 factorial 1, plus 2 factorial is 2, 2 factorial value is 2, and 3 factorial value is 6, 3 into 2 into 1, that is 6, plus 4 factorial means 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, 4 into 3, 12, 12 into 2, 24, plus 5 factorial. 5 factorial means 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. 5 factorial means 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. Means if we observe this 5 factorial, 5 into 3, 15. 5 into 3, 15. Therefore, from 5 factorial onwards, in every term, 15 you will get. 5 factorial means 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. If you observe 5 and 3, 5 into 3, 5 into 3 means 15. In 5 factorial, 15 is there. And in 6 factorial also 5 factorial is there. Therefore, there also you get 15. Means from 5 factorial onwards, every term contains 15. Therefore, this 5 factorial onwards, these every term multiplied by 15. Therefore, 15 take common into P. 15 into P. Therefore, 1 plus 2, 3, 3 plus 6 plus 24, 30, 30 plus 3 plus 15 P. 15 P. Why? Because from 5 factorial onwards, in every term we will get 15. Therefore, 5 factorial onwards, this total term will divisible with 15. Therefore, 15p. That is, the sum is 33. 33 plus 15p. If you divide with 15, then remainder is 33 by 15. 33 by 15. That is 3. It is divisible by 15p, always divisible by 15. Now 33 by 15 means 3 remainder you will get. Therefore, option 2 is right. Next question. The number of permutations by taking all the letters and keeping the vowels of the word combined in the odd places. Now here given word is combined. Given word is combined. Here given word is combined. In this combined, what are the vowels? You have to check. Here total letters are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Total letters in the word combine are 7. In those 7 letters, vowels are O is vowel, I is vowel, and E is vowel. A, E, I, O, U are the vowels. A, E, I, O, U. Now, O, I, E are the vowels. Remaining all are consonants. Now, according to our question, the number of permutations by taking all letters and keeping the vowels of the word combined in the odd places. Total 7 boxes you take. 7 letters are there. That's why I am taking 7 boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 boxes. 7 letters are there. Take 7 boxes. Now vowels of the word combined in the odd places. Now here 7 boxes you taken. First, this is odd place and this is even place and it is odd place and it is odd place and it is odd place. Vowels 3 are there. Vowels are 3 and consonants are 4. Therefore, out of these 7 letters, vowels 3 and 4 are consonants. Now, vowels you have to fix in odd places. Here available odd places are, this is first place, this is second, it is third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. Odd places are 1, 3, 5 and 7. Total odd places are 4. But vowels are 3. Therefore, 4p3 into out of 4 odd places, 3 vowels we fixed. Remaining 1 odd place is there and remaining 1, 2, 3. 3 even places are there. Therefore, 1 odd place and 3 even place. Total 4 gaps are there. Here you observe total odd places are 4 are there, but vowels are 3 are there. Therefore, you can fix these 3 vowels in 4 gaps, that is 4p3 into remaining 3 vowels you fixed in 3 boxes. Remaining boxes are 4 and remaining letters also 4. Therefore, 4p4. It is equal to 4p3. 4p3 means 4 factorial, that is 4 into 4p3 value. 4p3 means 4 factorial by 4 minus 3 factorial, that is 1 factorial, means 4 factorial into 4p4 factorial also 4 factorial, 4p4 also 4 factorial. 4 factorial means 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, 4 into 3 12, 12 into 2 24, 24 into 24, 24 into 24. It is equal to 576. It is equal to 576. Therefore, option 4 is right. Next question. Next problem. The number of ways in which 5 boys and 3 girls can be seated on a round table if a particular boy B1 and a particular girl G1 never sit adjacent to each other. Here, circular permutation, the number of ways in which 5 boys and 3 girls. Here, 5 boys and 3 girls. 5 boys and 3 girls. Total 8 persons are there. 5 boys and 3 girls. Total 8 persons are there. The number of ways in which 5 boys and 3 girls can be seated on a round table if a particular boy B1 and a particular girl G1 never sit adjacent. Now total arrangements here, total 5 boys and 3 girls are there, total persons are 8 persons are there. Therefore, the number of total circular permutations, the number of total circular permutations formula is n minus 1 factorial. Total circular permutations formula is total permutations, that is n minus 1 factorial. It is equal to total persons are 8 persons are there, therefore 8 minus 1 factorial, it is equal to 7 factorial. The circular permutation formula is n minus 1 factorial, therefore 8 minus 1, that is 7 factorial. This is the total number of permutations. Now here, according to our question, on a round table, if a particular boy B1 and a particular girl G1 never sit adjacent, first I am finding particular boy B1 and particular girl G1 sit together. Particular boy and particular girl sit together. Actually, according to our question, never sit adjacent. Never sit adjacent. But I am taking particular boy and particular girl sit adjacent. Means those two members take as a bundle. Remaining how many boys are there? Out of 5 boys, 1 boy and 1 girl sit adjacent. Therefore, those two I am taking one bundle. Remaining 4 boys and 2 girls are there. Total 4 plus 2, 6, 6 plus 1, 7. 7. Now total, now if a particular boy and particular girl sit adjacent, then possible ways are equal to 7 minus 1 factorial. 7 minus 1 factorial. Particular boy and particular girl sit together means those two have to take as a bundle, and remaining persons are 4 boys and 2 girls, 6, and it is 1, total 7. 7 minus 1 factor. But again here, B1 first, G1 next, that is one arrangement, or G1 first and B1 next, that is one more arrangement. Therefore, you can fix these two persons, B1 and G1 or G1 and B1. Again, these two arrangements, again you can arrange two ways. Therefore, it is equal to 6 factorial into 2. 6 factorial into 2. Therefore, here this is the value, 6 factorial into 2 is the, if particular boy and particular girl sit adjacent. But our question is particular boy and particular girl never sit adjacent. Therefore, total permutations minus particular boy and particular girl sit adjacent, that is 6 factorial into 2. Therefore, 7 factorial you can write 7 into 6 factorial minus 6 factorial into 2. If we take 6 factorial common, 7 minus 2, it is equal to 6 factorial into 5. Our answer is 6 factorial into 5, means 5 into 6 factorial. Therefore, option 2 is right. Next question. Next problem. If in a regular polygon the number of diagonals is 54, then the number of sides of the polygon is number of sides in the polygon. Now, in a regular polygon, the number of sides of a polygon, n is the number of sides of a polygon, then the number of diagonals formula is nc2 minus n. Number of diagonals formula is nc2 n. If a polygon have n sides, a regular polygon have n sides, then the number of diagonals formula is nc2 minus n. Therefore, here given the number of diagonals is 54. Number of diagonals is 54. Now you simplify nc2. nc2 means n into n minus 1 by 2. nc2 is equal to n into n minus 1 by 2 minus n equal to 54. Now you take LCM, that is n into n, n square, minus n into 1, minus n, and minus 2 into n minus 2n, it is equal to divided by 2, the 2 right side, the 2 into 54, that is 108, 2 into 54 108, that is n square minus 3n minus 108 equal to 0. Now product is minus 108, product is minus 108 and sum is minus 3, that is minus 12 and plus 9. 12 into 9 108, but here minus 108, therefore minus 12 into 9, that is minus 108, and minus 12 plus 9, that is minus 3. Therefore the values of n are minus 9 comma 12. The values of n are minus 9 comma 12. Therefore n is number of sides is positive counting, that's why it is positive. Therefore n equal to 12. Therefore the number of sides in the regular polygon equal to 12. Therefore option 2 is right. Next question. Let a1 a2 a3 up to on an be in AP. If A3, A7, A11, A15 equal to 72, then the sum of its first 17 terms is, then the sum of its first 17 terms. Now here given A1, A2 up to on AN in AP. These terms are in AP. Now first term in this AP is A and common difference in this AP is, first term in this AP is A and common difference is D. Now A3 plus A7, A3 plus A7 plus A11 plus A15 equal to 72 given. A3 plus A7 plus A11 plus A15 equals 72 given. Now A3 means third term in the arithmetic progression. Third term means A plus, first term is A, second term is A plus D, third term is A plus 2D. Therefore, third term means A plus 2D and seventh term is A plus 6D and 11th term is A plus 10D, A plus 10D and 15th term is A plus 14D, A plus 14D equal to 72. Third term A3 means A plus 2D, A7 means A plus 6D, nth term in the arithmetic progression is A plus n minus 1 into D, that is A plus 2D plus A plus 6D, A plus 10D plus A plus 14D equal to 72. Here A, here 1A, here 1A and here also 1A, total 4A's, 4A plus 2D, 6D plus 14D, that is 20D, 20D plus 10, 30D, 30D plus 2D, that is 32D. It is equal to 72. Now here you take 2 common, that is 2A plus 16D. If we take 2 common, 2A plus 16D, it is equal 72 by 2. 72 by 2 means 36. Therefore, the value of 2A plus 16D equal to 36. Now we have to find sum of its first 17 terms. Sum of its first 17 terms means S17 you have to find. Sum of its first 17 terms. Therefore, S17. Sum of n terms in the AP formula is n by 2 into 2A plus n minus 1 into D. Now, sum of first 17 terms formula is 17 by 2 into 2A plus n minus 1. N value is 17. 17 minus 1 into D. This is the sum of 17 terms. Sum of n terms formula is n by 2 into 2A plus n minus 1 into D. But here n value is 17. Therefore, 17 by 2 into 2A plus 17 minus 1 into D. It is equal to 17 by 2 into 2A plus 17 minus 1, 16D. Now, already know the value of 2A plus 16D, 17 by 2 into 2A plus 16D, value is 2A plus 16D is 36. Therefore, 17 into 36 by 2, that is 18. 17 into 18. Therefore, it is equal to 8 into 6, 56. Therefore, options and first option end with 6. Therefore, first option is right. That is 306. Therefore, option 1 is right. Next question. Let the sum of the first three terms of an AP be 39 and the sum of its last four terms be 178. If the first term of this AP is 10, then the median of the AP is. Here given, here let the sum of the first three terms of an AP is 39 and the sum of its last four terms is 178. If the first term of this AP is 10, here given A equal to 10 and common difference I am taking D. Now sum of the first three terms. First term I am taking A and second term A plus D and third term is A plus 2D. Sum of first three terms. First term is A, second term is A plus D, third term is A plus 2D. Sum of first three terms equal to 39 given. 39. Therefore, A plus A that is 3A plus D plus 2D that is 3D equal to 39. Therefore, 3 take common A plus D equal to 13. A plus 3 take common, that is A plus D, that is 39 by 3, that is 13. 39 by 3, 13. Therefore, A value is 10, already is there. A equal 10 plus D equal 13. Therefore, D equal 13 minus 10, 3. Therefore, common difference in the arithmetic progression D equal to 3. Next, and also given, and the sum of its last four terms. Sum of its last four terms. Last term I am taking L and last but not one means L minus D. Next plus L minus 2D. Next L minus 3D. L minus 3D. Here it is equal to last four terms. Sum of its last four terms. That is last four terms. Last term L I am taking. Next term is L minus D, L minus 2D, L minus 3D. It is equal to 178 given. 178. L plus L plus L plus L, that is 4L. 4L minus D, it is minus 2D, it is minus 3. Therefore, minus 6D. It is equal to 178. It is equal to 178. Therefore, 4L equal to 178. 4L equal to 178 plus 6D, right side, that is plus 6D. 6 into D value already know 3, that is 6 into 3, 18. Therefore, it is equal to 178 plus 18. 178 plus 18, that is 6 and 7 1. 8, 9 and 1. Therefore, 4L equal to 196. Therefore, L equal to 196 by 4. 196 by 4. Therefore, L equal to 4 4 16. 4 4 16 and remains here 3 6 36. Therefore, 4 9s 36. Therefore, last term in the arithmetic progression is 49 and first term is 10. Therefore, median equal to A plus L by 2. A plus L by 2. First term already know, that is 10 and last term is 49 divided by 2. It is equal to 10 plus 49, that is 59 divided by 2. 59 divided by 2 means 29.5. 29.5. Therefore, option 3 is right. Next question. If the roots of the equation x cube plus ax square plus bx plus c equal 0 are in AP. Then 2a cube minus 9ab is equal to. Now, here given equation x cube plus ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. Given equation is x cube plus ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. This is the given equation. If the roots of the equation x cube plus ax square plus bx plus c equal 0 are in AP. Now take some values, that is minus 1, 1 and 3. Minus 1, 1 and 3. If you observe these three numbers, these are in AP. Why? Because 1 minus of minus 1 plus 1. 1 plus 1, that is 2. And 3 minus 1, 2. Therefore, this common difference is same. These three common difference is same. Therefore, these three numbers are in AP. Choose some values, minus 1, 1, 3. These three numbers are in AP. Therefore, these three are roots of this equation. It is cubic equation. Therefore, 3 roots you will get. Therefore, those 3 roots I am taking minus 1, 1 and 3. Minus 1, 1, 3. Now, these 3 are roots of this equation. Therefore, x equal to minus 1, x equal to minus 1. Therefore, x plus 1. X equal to minus 1, then minus 1 write left side, that is x plus 1, and x equal to 1, then you can write x minus 1, and x equal to 3, then x minus 3 you can write. Now, this cubic equation you can express like this: x plus 1 into x minus 1 into x minus 3. Now, you multiply these 3, that is x plus 1 into x minus 1, that is x square minus 1 into x minus 3. Therefore, x square into x, that is x cube, x square into x cube, minus 3x square, minus x and plus 3. Now compare these two equations. Now a equal to minus 3. If we compare these two equations, x cube here x cube and here ax square, here minus 3x square, therefore a equal to minus 3, and here minus x, here bx, therefore b equal to minus 1, and here c, and here constant is 3, therefore c equal to 3. Now we have to find the value of 2a cube minus 9ab. 2a cube minus 9ab, that is 2 into a cube. A equal to minus 3, therefore minus 3 whole cube means minus 27. And minus 9 into AB. A value is minus 1, A value is minus 3, and B value is minus 1. Minus 3 into minus 1, that is 3. Therefore, it is equal to 2 into minus 27 and minus 9 into 3, minus 27. That is minus 27, take common. Here minus 27, here also minus 27. If you take minus 27 common, that is 2, and here plus 1. That is 2 into, or else write like this, that is 2 into minus 27 means minus 27 into 2 into minus 27, and here minus 27. Therefore, minus 27s are 3 are there. Therefore, minus 27 into 3 you can write. Here minus 27, here minus 27, take common, then 2 plus 1, 3. So, minus 27 into 3. Therefore, this you can write as minus 27 into 3 value already know, 3 equal to c. Therefore, instead of that 3, c write down. Therefore, 2a cube minus 9ab, equal to minus 27c. Therefore, option 4 is right. Next question. Next problem. If the second, fifth, and ninth terms of non-constant AP are in GP, then the common ratio of this GP is second, fifth, and ninth terms of non-constant AP, those are in GP. Second term, second term, second term and fifth term, fifth term and ninth term. Second term, fifth term and ninth term of a non-constant AP. Non-constant AP. These terms are in AP. Now second term means A plus D and fifth term means A plus 4D and ninth term is A plus 8D. You know nth term in the arithmetic progression A plus n minus 1 into D. Now second term means A plus 2 minus 1 into D, that is A plus D. Fifth term means A plus 5 minus 1 into D, that is A plus 4D. Ninth term is A plus 9 minus 1 into D, that is A plus 8D. These are three terms. So second term, fifth term and ninth term of AP are in GP. These terms are in GP. These second term, fifth term and ninth term of AP are in GP. These are in GP. GP means common ratio is same. Therefore, second term divided by first term, it is equal to third term divided by second term. If three terms are in GP, then second term by first term is equal to third term by second term. Common ratio is same. Now, this is the common ratio. That's why take R equal to A plus 4D by A plus D equal to A plus 8D by A plus 4D. Now, these two simplify A plus 4D into A plus 4D, that is A plus 4D whole square. It is equal to A plus D into A plus 8D. A plus D into A plus 8D. Now, A plus 4D whole square means A square. A plus 4D whole square means A square plus 2 into 4, 8 AD plus 16D square. A square plus 2 into 4, 8 AD plus 16D square. It is equal to A into A square, A into A square. Next A into 8D, that is 8 AD, 8 AD plus AD, that is 9 AD. A into 80, that is 8 AD and D into AD. Therefore, 8 AD, one more AD, that is 9 AD plus 8D square. D into 8D, that is 8D square. Now A square will cancel. Now 16D square, it is 8D square. 8D square, right left side. 16D square means 8D square means 8D square. It is equal to 9AD minus 8AD, that is AD. Now D and square will cancel. Therefore, A equal to 8D. A equal to 8D. And I got the relation between A and D is A equal to 8D. Now A value subject in the R equal to, we have to find the common ratio. Therefore, R equal to A plus 4D, A plus 4D divided by A plus D. Common ratio of the GP you have to find. Therefore, R equal to A plus 4D divided by A plus D. Already know A equal to 8D. Substitute here 8D plus 4D, 8D plus 4D divided by 8D plus D. 8D plus 4D divided by 8D plus D. That is 12D by 9D. Now DD will cancel 12 by 9. Therefore, 12 by 9 it is equal to 3 fours and 3 threes. Therefore, common ratio R equal to, common ratio of the GP is R equal to 4 by 3. Therefore, option 2 is right. Next question. Next problem. Three positive numbers form an increasing GP. If the middle term in the GP is doubled, three positive numbers form an increasing GP. If the middle term in the GP is doubled, then the new numbers are in AP. Then the common ratio of this GP is. Here you observe, three positive numbers form an increasing GP. If the middle term in this GP is doubled, the new numbers are in AP, then the common ratio of the GP is. Now, three positive numbers form an increasing GP. That is, three positive numbers form an increasing GP. Therefore, three terms in GP is A, AR and AR square. A is first term in the GP and R is the common ratio. A, AR and AR square. If the middle term in the GP is doubled, if the middle term in the GP is doubled, means A middle term is doubled, that is 2AR comma AR square. AR square are in increasing GP. Now if middle term is doubled, if middle term is doubled means middle term is AR, doubled means 2 into AR. Then these terms are in AP. These terms are in AP given according to problem. If the middle term in the GP is doubled, the new numbers are in AP. Therefore, these numbers are in AP. Then we have to find the common ratio of the GP, means R value have to find. Now, these three numbers are in AP. Suppose ABC are in AP, then 2B equal A plus C. ABC are in AP, then 2B equal to A plus C. Therefore, 2BC, that is 2 into 2AR, it is equal to A plus AR square. If three numbers A, B, C are in AP, then 2B equal to A plus C. That is 2 into B value is 2AR. It is equal to A plus C, A plus AR square. Therefore, 4AR equal to 4AR equal to A take common 1 plus R square. Now, AA will cancel. Therefore, 4R equal to 1 plus R square. 4R equal to 1 plus R square. Write all terms one side. R square minus 4R plus 1 equal to 0. R square minus 4R plus 1 equal to 0. Now, it is a quadratic equation in terms of R. Therefore, find the roots. R equal to minus B. Roots formula. X equal to minus B plus or minus square root of B square minus 4AC by 2A. That is R equal to minus B. B value is minus 4, minus of minus plus 4, plus or minus B square. Minus 4 whole square means 16, minus B square minus 4AC. That is 4 into 1, that is 4, divided by 2A, 2 into 1. Therefore, it is equal to 4 plus or minus 16 minus 4, that is 12, root 12 divided by 2. It is equal to 4 plus 12, you can write 4 into 3. Root 4 means 2. 2 into root 3 divided by 2. Now it is equal to R equal to divide with 2, that is 2 plus or minus root 3. 2 plus or minus root 3. R equal to 2 plus or minus root 3 means you will get two values for R. R equal to 2 plus root 3 and 2 minus root 3. R equal to common ratio R equal to 2 plus root 3 comma 2 minus root 3. But here given increasing GP. Increasing GP means R value had to take 2 plus root 3. They are asking increasing GP. Therefore, R equal to 2 plus root 3. If you take 2 minus root 3, you will get decreasing GP. If you take 2 plus root 3, then the GP is increasing GP. Therefore, R equal to common ratio R equal to 2 plus root 3. 2 plus root 3. Therefore, option 3 is right. Next question. If the arithmetic mean of two numbers A and B is 5 times their geometric mean, then A plus B by A minus B is equal to. Here, arithmetic mean of two numbers. Now, two numbers I am taking A and B. Two numbers are A and B. Arithmetic mean is 5 times their geometric mean. Arithmetic mean of two numbers means a plus b by 2. Arithmetic mean of two numbers is a plus b by 2 is equal to the 5 times of their geometric mean. Geometric mean of two numbers a and b is root ab. Arithmetic mean of two numbers is a plus b by 2 and geometric mean of two numbers is root ab. Now arithmetic mean of two numbers is equal to the 5 times of their geometric mean. Therefore given according to given data a plus b by 2 equal to 5 into root ab. Therefore a plus b equal to 5 into 2 10 into root ab. Now squaring on both sides, that is a plus b whole square equal to 10 square 100 root ab whole square means ab. Therefore a plus b whole square equal to 100 ab. This is equation number 1. Now actually I have to find a plus b by a minus b. Now I am finding a minus b whole square. We know the formula a minus b whole square means a plus b whole square minus 4ab. We know one formula a minus b whole square equal to a plus b whole square minus 4ab. It is equal to a plus b whole square. A plus b whole square value is 100 ab minus 4ab, that is equal to 96 ab. Therefore a minus b whole square equal to 96 ab. Now we have to find the value of a plus b by a minus b. But I am finding a plus b whole square divided by a minus b whole square. First I am finding a plus b whole square by a minus b whole square. From equation number 1 and 2, from equation number 1 a plus b whole square value that is 100 ab, and from second equation that is a minus b whole square value that is 96 ab. 96 ab. Therefore ab will cancel. Therefore a plus b whole square by a minus b whole square equal to 100 by 96. But we have to find a plus b by a minus b. A plus b by a minus b means root of 100 divided by root 96. Root 100 by root 96. Now root 100 value is 10 and root 96 it is 16 into 6. Therefore 4 into root 6. 96 you can write 16 into 6. Root 16 value is 4. 4 into root 6. Now 2 5s and 2 2s. Therefore it is equal 5 by 2 into root 6. Both numerator and denominator multiply with root 6, that is root 6 by root 6. It is equal to 5 root 6 divided by root 6 into root 6, 6 into 2, 12. Therefore here a plus b by a minus b value is 5 into root 6 by 12. 5 into root 6 by 12. Therefore option 3 is right. Next question. Now, the value of sigma r equal to 16 to 30 r plus 2 into r minus 3 is equal to. Now, here given sigma notation, that is sigma r equal to 16 to 30 r plus 2 into r minus 3. R plus 2 into r minus 3 is equal to. This you can write as sigma r equal to 16 to 30 r into r square, r into r square, r into minus 3r, and 2 into r plus 2r. Minus 3r plus 2r, that is minus r, and 2 into minus 3, that is minus 6. Sigma r equals 16 to 30 r into r square, minus 3r plus 2r, that is minus r, and 2 into minus 3, that is minus 6. Now we have to find sigma r equal to 16 to 30. This you can write as sigma r equal to 1 to 30 r square minus r minus 6 minus sigma r equal to 1 to 15 r square minus r minus 6. Here you observe, we have to find the sum of the terms from 16 to 30. We have to find sum of the terms from 16 to 30. But I am finding first sum of the terms from 1 to 30. Sum of the terms from 1 to 30. From that I am subtracting sum of the terms from 1 to 15. Then you will get the sum of the terms from 16 to 30. Therefore, already you know the formula for sigma r square. Sigma r square means that is sigma r square formula is r into r plus 1 into 2r plus 1 by 2r plus 1 by 6, and sigma r formula is r into r plus 1 by 2. Sigma r value is r into r plus 1 by 2, and 6 into sigma 6 into sigma, here r equal to 1 to 30, therefore here sigma r, this is the sigma of r square, sigma r square, sigma r and sigma 6. Sigma r square means r into r plus 1 into 2r plus 1 by 6, and sigma r means r into r plus 1 by 2, and sigma 6 means 6 into r. But here r equal to 30, r equal to 30, therefore r equal 30 substitute in the formula. Now here just to remember this, sigma r square means r into r plus 1 into 2r plus 1 divided by 6, and sigma r equal to r into r plus 1 by 2. These are the sigma notations. Therefore, sigma r square means r into r plus 1 into 2r plus 1 by 6. But r equal to 30. Therefore, 30 substitute here, that is 30 into 30 plus 1, that is 31, into 2 into 30, 60, 60 plus 1, that is 61, divided by 6, minus sigma r, that is r into r plus 1 by 2, that is r value is 30, 30 into 30 plus 1, that is 31, divided by 2, minus 6 into r. 6 into r means that is 6 into 30. This is first expansion. Minus sigma r equal to 1 to 15. Sigma r equal to 1 to 15. R value is 15. In this formula, r equal to 15 you substitute. Sigma r square means r into r plus 1 into 2r plus 1 by 6. Therefore, r equal to 15 you substitute. 15 into 15 plus 1, 16 into 2 into 15, 30, 30 plus 1, 31, divided by 6, minus sigma r. Sigma r means r into r plus 1 by 2. R equal to 15 is subject. 15 into 15 plus 1, 16. That is minus 15 into 16 divided by 2. Next, minus 6 into r. R value is 15 here. Therefore, now you simplify it. After simplifying it, this value will get 7,780. Simplify this, then you can get 7,780. Therefore, option 2 is right. Next. Next. If the line 2x plus y equal to k passes through the point which divides the line segment joining the points 1, 1 and 2, 4 in the ratio 3 is to 2, then k is equal to. Now, your given line equation, is 2x plus y equal to k. 2x plus y equal to k. And also points, first point P1, 1 I am taking, and second point Q, that is 2, 4. Second point Q, 2, 4. And the ratio m is to n, and the ratio m is to n equal to 3 is to 2. 3 is to 2. Now, first point x1, y1, second point x2, y2. If the line 2x plus y equal to k passes through the point which divides, here, this is a line, it's a point P and it is Q. Now, a point A divides PQ in the ratio 2 is to 1, 2 is to 1. Now, if the line 2x plus y equal to k passes through the point which divides the line segment. Now, this is the given line. This is the given line L, and this line divides P and Q in the ratio 2 is to 1. This line equation already know, that is 2x plus y equal to k. Now, this point of intersection of this line L, this line L divides the PQ in the ratio 3 is to 2. Now, this point you have to find. Clearly know that this point A divides PQ in the ratio 3 is to 2. Therefore, A point I am finding Ax comma y equal to Ax comma y equal to. Now, A point divides PQ in the ratio 3 is to 2. Therefore, now point Ax comma y equal to mx2 plus nx1 by m plus n. M value is 3 into x2, that is 2, plus n x1, that is n value is 2 into x1 is 1 by m plus n, that is 3 plus 2. The point divides the line joining the points P and Q in the ratio m is to n means Ax comma y equal to mx2 plus nx1 by m plus n. M means 3, x2 2 plus nx1 1 by 3 plus 2, and my2 3 into 4 plus ny1, n value is 2 into y1 value is 1 divided by 3 plus 2. Therefore, Ax comma y equal to 6 plus 2 8, 8 by 5, comma 12, 12 plus 2 14, 14 by 5. But the point A lies on the line 2x plus y equal to k, 2x plus y equal to k. Since the point A lies on the line 2x plus y equal to k, therefore 2 into 8 by 5 plus 14 by 5, it is equal to k. Therefore, 2 into 8 16, 16 plus 14 30, 30 by 5 equal to k, implies k equal to 6. 30 by 5 equal to k, therefore k equal to 6. Therefore, option 1 is right. Next question. Next, the points 0, 8 by 3, 1, 3 and 82, 30 now forms obtuse angle triangle, form an acute angle triangle, form a right angle triangle and lie on straight line. Now here given 3 points, those are A 0, 8 by 3 and second point B 1, 3. Now third point C is 82, 30. They are given 3 points 0, 8 by 3, 1, 3, 82, 30. Now first to find the slopes. Slope of AB it is equal to slope of line joining 2 points. Formula is y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. That is 3 minus 8 by 3. 3 minus 8 by 3 divided by 1 minus 0. Slope of line joining 2 points is y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. 3 minus 8 by 3 by 1 minus 0. It is equal to 3 into 3 9, 9 minus 8 that is 1, 1 by 3, 1 minus 0 means 1. Therefore, slope of AB is 1 by 3. Next, slope of BC. Slope of BC is again y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. It is x1 y1, it is x2 y2. That is 30 minus 3 divided by 82 minus 1. That is 27 by 81. Therefore, 27 3s, that is 1 by 3. Therefore, slope of AB, it is equal slope of BC. Slope of AB is equal to slope of BC. These two lines having the same slope, Therefore, these 3 points lie on the same line. These 3 points A, B, and C. AB slope and BC slope both are same. Therefore, these 3 given points are on the same line. Therefore, option 4 lies on a straight line. These 3 points lies on a straight line. Therefore, option 4 is right. Next question. Next, a line passes through 2 comma 2 and is perpendicular to the line 3x plus y equal to 3. What is its y-intercept? What is its y-intercept? Here given point is 2 comma 2, given point P2 comma 2, and the line 3x plus y 3x plus y equal to 3, and the line 3x plus y equal to 3. The 3 right left side, that is 3x plus y minus 3 equal to 0. Now a line passes through point 2 comma 2 and is perpendicular to the line 3x plus y equal to 3. Then what is its y-intercept? Now a line which is perpendicular to the given line, perpendicular line to the given line is a line which is perpendicular to the given line. Suppose a line ax plus by plus c equal to 0. This is the standard form of the line ax plus by plus c equal to 0. Then a line which is perpendicular to this given line is bx minus ay plus some constant k equal to 0. If the line ax plus by plus c equal to 0, then the perpendicular line to the given line is bx minus ay plus k equal to 0. You have to interchange x coefficient and y coefficient and change the sign of y coefficient. You have to interchange x coefficient and y coefficient and change the sign of y coefficient. That is bx, here b y coefficient, then you have to write for x, and here a is x coefficient, you have to write for y. Therefore, bx minus ay, but constant you have to change, that is k equal to 0. Now a line which is perpendicular to 3x plus y minus 3 equal to 0 is, here x coefficient is 3 and here y coefficient is 1. Therefore, 1 into x minus 3y plus k equal to 0. A line which is perpendicular to the given line is y coefficient is 1 into x, and x coefficient is 3, therefore 3 into y, but you have to change the sign, that is minus. Therefore, x minus 3y plus k equal to 0. But this line is passing through the point 2 comma 2. This line is passing through the point 2 comma 2. Therefore, x equal to and y equal to substitute here. 2 minus 3 into 2 plus k equal to 0. That is k equal to 2 minus 3 into 2, 6. 2 minus 6, that is minus 4. Therefore, k equal to 4. Now k equal to 4 substitute in the equation number 1. Therefore, from equation number 1, x minus 3y plus k value is 4, it is equal to 0. Therefore, x minus 3y equal to minus 4. X minus 3y equal to minus 4. Now, y-intercept you have to find. Therefore, this line equation convert into intercept form. Therefore, intercept form of the line equation means x by a plus y by b equal to 1. Therefore, here minus 4 is there. Total equation divided with minus 4. That is x by minus 4 minus 3y by minus 4. It is equal to 1. Therefore, this you can write as x by minus 4 minus into minus plus y by this 3 multiplies here, comes down, divides, that is 4 by 3 equal to 1. X by minus 4 plus y by minus into minus plus 4 by 3 equal to 1. Therefore, y-intercept of this line is 4 by 3. Therefore, y-intercept is 4 by 3. Option 4 is right. Next question. The perpendicular bisector of the line segment joining P1, 4 and QK, 3 as y-intercept is -4, then a possible value of K is. Now, the perpendicular bisector of the line segment joining points 72. Joining points, given points are P1, 4, P1, 4 and QK, 3, P1, 4 and QK, 3 as y-intercept is and y-intercept is -4, y-intercept is -4. A perpendicular bisector of the line segment joining the points as y-intercept. Perpendicular bisector. This is a line. Now, this is point P and it is point Q. Now, this is PQ line. Now, perpendicular bisector means this is a perpendicular bisector. Therefore, this perpendicular bisector L divides PQ in the equal ratio. It is M and it is also M. Perpendicular bisector means this line L divides PQ line in the same ratio. Therefore, this is the midpoint of PQ. M is the capital M is the midpoint of PQ. Therefore, first you find capital M midpoint of PQ. Now, this perpendicular bisector divides PQ in the same ratio. Therefore, here point of intersection of perpendicular bisector and given line is M. Therefore, midpoint of PQ, I am taking M, M equal to midpoint of these two, that is 1 plus K by 2, comma 4 plus 3 by 2, that is 4 plus 3 means 7, 7 by 2. Midpoint formula is x1 plus x2 by 2, comma y1 plus y2 by 2. Therefore, midpoint of P and Q is M equal to 1 plus K by 2, comma 4 plus 3, 7 by 2. This is the midpoint. Now, slope of PQ. Slope of PQ is small m I am taking. Slope of PQ line, small m I am taking. That is slope of line joining 2 points formula is y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. That is 3 minus 4 divided by k minus 1. It is equal to minus 1 by k minus 1. 3 minus 4, that is minus 1 by k minus 1. This you can write as 1 by 1 minus k. This minus with this minus multiply here 1 by k minus 1. Now, slope of the PQ line is M. Therefore, perpendicular bisector. Therefore, the perpendicular bisector I am taking L. Therefore, slope of L is perpendicular bisector. Slope of PQ equal to 1 by 1 minus k. Now, slope of line L is I am taking M. Slope of line L I am taking M. Therefore, M equal to L is perpendicular to PQ. Therefore, slope of the line L is M equal to minus 1 by k minus 1. 1 by 1 minus k. Now, slope of the line L is perpendicular to PQ. Therefore, PQ slope is 1 by 1 minus k. Therefore, slope of perpendicular line L is M equal to minus 1 by slope of PQ. That is minus by 1 by k minus 1 minus k. That is minus of 1 minus k. Minus of 1 minus k. Therefore, the equation of the line is y minus y1. The equation of the line is y minus y1 equal to m into x minus x1. equation of the line we have to find. This line passing through the point M and slope is minus 1 minus k, minus 1 minus k. Therefore, point equation of the line with point and slope form y minus y1 equal m into x minus x1. Y minus y1, y minus 7 by 2 equal to m into m value is minus 1 minus k into x minus x1, x minus x1, that is 1 plus k by 1 plus k by 2. Therefore, y minus 7 by 2 equal to y minus 7 by 2 equal to minus 1 minus k into x minus 1 minus k into x minus into minus plus 1 minus k into 1 plus k, that is 1 minus k square divided by 2. 1 minus here minus 1 minus k into x, that is minus 1 minus k into x minus into minus plus 1 minus k into 1 plus k, that is 1 minus k square by 2. Now all x terms, x and y terms write one side, that is 1 minus k, 1 minus k into x plus y minus of 1 minus k into x write left side, 1 minus k into x plus y, it is equal to 7 by 2, 7 by 2 plus 7 by 2 plus 1 minus k square by 2, 1 minus k square by 2. Now it is equal to now 1 minus k into x, 1 minus k into x plus y, it is equal to simplify 2 is LCM, therefore 1 plus 7, that is 8 minus k square by 8 minus k square by 2. But here they are asking, here given y-intercept is 4 given, therefore y-intercept of this equation, now y-intercept form you convert, that is 1 minus k into x by 8 minus k square by 2 plus y by 8 minus k square by 2, it is equal to 1. Therefore, y-intercept is equal to minus 4 given. Therefore, by using this equation, y-intercept is 8 minus k square by 2 equal to minus 4. Therefore, 8 minus k square equal to minus 8. Therefore, k square equal to 16. K square equal to 16. Therefore, k equal to plus or minus 4. Therefore, k equal to plus or minus 4. But according to options, minus 4 only given. Therefore, the value of k is minus 4. Option 1 is right. Next question. A straight line through origin meets the line 3y equal 10 minus 4x and 8x plus 6y plus 5 equal 0 at points A and B respectively. Then O divides the segment AB in the ratio. Now here given two line equations. Here given two line equations, write in 3y equal to 10 minus 4x. Write this line equation in standard form. 4x plus 3y minus 10 equal to 0. 4x minus plus 3y and minus 10 equal 0. And second line equation is 8x plus 6y plus 5 equal to 0. Implies divide this equation with 2, that is 4x plus 3y and plus 5 by 2 equal to 0. If you observe these two line equations, x coefficient and y coefficients are same. Therefore, these two line equations are parallel. These two line equations are parallel lines, first line and second line. These two lines are parallel. Now, origin 0, a straight line through origin meets the lines at point A and B respectively. Then O divides origin divides the segment AB in the ratio they are asking. Therefore, origin to first line distance. First you find origin to first line distance I am finding, that is origin to first line distance I am taking D1. It is equal to origin to first line distance is 4 into distance from a point Px1 comma y1 to the line Ax plus By plus C equal 0 is Ax1 plus By1 plus C by square root of A square plus B square. Distance from a point to the line. Point is x1 comma y1 and line equation is Ax plus By plus C equal 0. Then distance from point to the line formula is that mod Ax1 plus By1 plus C by square root of A square plus B square. Therefore, from origin to first line distance, that is 4 into 0, 0, 3 into 0, 0, minus 10. That of minus 10 by square root of A square plus B square, that is root 4 square plus 3 square, that is equal to 10 by 25. 10 by 25. Next, origin to second line distance. Origin to line to distance is D2. Origin to line to distance is D2 equal to same 4 into 0, 0, 3 into 0, 0 plus 5 by 2, that of mod 5 by 2 by square root of 4 square plus 3 square. 4 square plus 3 square, it is equal to 5 by 2 by 5. 20. 16 plus 9, 25. Root 25 means 5. And it is root 25 means 5. Therefore, the ratio AB origin divides line segment AB in the ratio they are asking, that is D1 is to D2. D1 is D2, that is equal to 10 by 5 is to 5 by 2 by 5. Now 5 will cancel, that is 10 is to 5 by 2. 10 is to 5. Total ratio multiply with 2, that is 2 into 10, 20 is to 2 into 5 by 2, that is 5. Therefore, ratio is 20 is to 5. You simplify it, that is 5 fours and 5 ones. Therefore, ratio origin divides the line segment AB in the ratio 4 is to 1. 4 is to 1. Therefore, option 3 is next question. The equation of straight line through the intersection of lines 2x plus y equal to 1 and 3x plus 2y equal to 5 passing through the origin is. Now here given two line equations. First line, two line equations. First line is L1 equal to, first line L1 equal to 2x plus y minus 1 equal 0. First line 2x plus y minus 1 equal 0. And second line L2 equal to 3x plus 2y, 3x plus 2y minus 5 equal to 0. Now, the equation of straight line through the intersection of the lines. The equation of the straight line through the intersection of the lines is L1 plus lambda into L2 equal 0. The equation of the straight line passing through intersection of two line equations L1 and L2 is L1 plus lambda into L2 equal to 0. That is L1 is 2x plus y minus 1 plus lambda into L2, that is 3x plus 2y minus 5 equal to 0. Minus 5 equal to 0. Therefore, now, but this intersection, the equation of the straight line through the intersection of the lines L1 and L2 passing through the origin. It is passing through the origin. Therefore, 0, 0 substitute in the equation, that is 2 into 0, 0. It is 0 minus 1. Therefore, minus 1 plus lambda into 3 into 0, 0 plus 2 into 0, 0 minus 5. It is equal to 0. Therefore, minus 5 lambda equal to plus 1 implies lambda equal to 1 minus 1 by 5. Lambda equal to 1 by minus 5, that is minus 1 by 5. This is the value of lambda. This lambda value substitute in the equation number 1. Lambda value substitute in the equation number 1. From equation number 1, 2x plus y minus 1 minus 1 by 5 into 3x plus 2y minus 5 equal to 0. Now take LCM 5. 5 into 2x, 10x, 10x minus 3x, that is 7x. Next 5 into y, 5y minus 2y, 5y minus 2y, 3y. 5y minus 2y, that is 3y. Next 5 into minus 1, minus 5, it is minus into minus plus 5. Plus 5 and minus 5 will cancel, therefore 0 will get. LCM here 5, 5 into 0, 5. That's why final will get 7x plus 3y equal to 0. 7x plus 3y equal 0. Therefore, option 1 is right. Next question. Next problem. The angle between the pair of lines x square plus 2xy minus y square equal to 0. Here given pair of straight line x square plus 2h 2xy plus minus y square equal to 0. This is the pair of straight line equation. Now, given pair of straight line equation is x square plus 2xy minus y square equal 0. The standard form of the pair of straight line is ax square plus 2hxy plus by square equal to 0. The standard equation of the pair of straight line is ax square plus 2hxy plus by square equal to 0. Here a equal to, compare these two equations, a equal to 1 and 2h equal to 2, 2h equal to 2 and b equal to minus 1. Compare these two equations, x square coefficient is here a and here 1, a equal to 1, and here xy coefficient is 2h and here xy coefficient is 2, 2h equal to, and here y square coefficient is minus 1, therefore b equal to minus 1. Therefore, a equal to 1, h equal to 1 and b equal to minus 1. Now, angle between the pair of straight line formula is theta equal to, angle between pair of straight lines formula is theta equal to tan inverse 2 into root a square minus ab, root a square minus ab by a plus b. This is the formula. Angle between pair of straight line formula is theta equal to tan inverse 2 into square root of a square minus ab by a plus b. That is equal to tan inverse 2 into a square. A square means 1 square 1 minus ab 1 into minus 1 minus into 1 into minus 1 means minus 1 minus into minus plus 1 square root divided by a plus b. A value is 1 and b value is minus 1. Therefore, it is equal to tan inverse 2 into root 2, 2 into root 2 divided by 1 minus 1. 1 minus 1 means 0. Therefore, theta equal tan inverse of tan inverse of 2 root 2 by 0. 2 root 2 by 0 means infinite. Tan inverse of infinite. That is tan inverse of infinite in terms of tan. Infinite in terms of tan means tan pi by 2. Tan pi by 2. Therefore, tan inverse tan will cancel. Theta equal to pi by 2. Theta equal to pi by 2. Therefore, the angle between pair of straight lines, given pair of straight line is theta equal to pi by 2. Therefore, option 4 is right. Okay, thank you.